Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live in perfect peace, while others spend their entire lives struggling with anxiety, doubt, and dissatisfaction? Maybe you think this is a matter of luck or circumstance, but what if I told you that there is an ancient secret that can completely transform your worldview? A secret that has been passed down by the greatest spiritual masters, but remains hidden from most of us. Jesus, with all his wisdom, left clues on how to access this transformative power within each of us. No, we are not talking about complicated rituals or unattainable dogmas. We're talking about something practical, accessible, and that is literally within you, the activation of your pineal gland. This small, often overlooked organ may be the key to unlocking your connection to the divine and experiencing true spiritual awakening. But why doesn't anyone talk about it? The truth is that society has conditioned us to look outside, seeking answers in materialism and the outside, while the true revolution happens within us. When you understand this secret, you begin to see the world with different eyes. Imagine having access to an inner peace so deep that worries become irrelevant. It seems magical, but it is pure spiritual science. Now, you might be thinking, does this really work? Is this something I can try? The answer is a resounding yes. And the most impressive? It doesn't matter your age, your beliefs, or where you are in life. This knowledge is universal, and if you stick with me, I'll show you exactly how to put it into practice, step by step. Are you ready to discover the secret that 99% of people have never heard of? So stay with me until the end, because what you learn today could change everything. How many times have you found yourself thinking you could be more, do more, or live with purpose, but something seemed to hold you back? That something is social conditioning, a set of beliefs, fears, and habits that bury our innate divine spark. Imagine your soul as a diamond covered in dust. The shine is there, but it takes effort to reveal it. Self-awareness is the tool that removes this dust. Meditating, reflecting on your thought patterns, and questioning what you accept as truth are simple ways to begin to transcend this conditioning. Christ consciousness is the state in which we realize our connection with the divine and our true nature. It's not about religion, but about discovering your infinite capacity to love, create, and transform. Think of the great spiritual masters. They did not seek external approval, but rather inner truth. And you? Have you ever stopped to think about how much of your day is spent trying to conform to expectations that don't reflect who you really are? Self-awareness helps break these chains. But how does this work in practice? A simple exercise is to set aside 5 minutes each morning to sit quietly, away from distractions, and ask yourself, what does my soul truly desire today? It's not an easy task, because the noise of the world will try to distract you. However, the more you practice, the easier it will be to hear the answer. This practice connects you to your Christ consciousness and begins to open the doors to spiritual awakening. Still, social conditioning doesn't disappear overnight. It is a continuous process of conscious choices. For example, avoid starting the day by diving into the whirlwind of news or social media. Try exchanging these habits for moments of self-awareness and meditation. This small adjustment can completely transform the energy you have for the rest of your day. After all, how can you hear the voice of divine energy if you are surrounded by external noise? And if you think this sounds like a big challenge, the good news is that you don't have to do it alone. Spirituality is a journey, and every little step counts. In the next step of this journey, we'll explore how a small gland, hidden deep in the center of your brain, plays a crucial role in unlocking your true potential. Did you know that there is a small, pine cone-shaped gland right in the center of your brain, which many consider the portal to higher dimensions? This is the pineal gland, a mystery for science and a treasure for spirituality. Although it is the size of a pea, its function goes far beyond the physical. It regulates melatonin, helping with sleep, but it is also recognized as a connection point with divine energy. For seekers of spiritual truth, the pineal gland is a portal to heightened states of consciousness. And why is she so special? When stimulated, the pineal gland can broaden your perception, allowing for deeper meditation experiences and a more intimate connection with Christ consciousness. Have you ever heard of people who feel an indescribable peace during moments of spirituality? This usually occurs when the pineal gland is activated. Practices such as meditation and guided visualization are powerful tools for this awakening. A practical example is to imagine a golden light pulsing in the center of your forehead as you breathe deeply. Simple, but transformative. But there is an important detail: the modern lifestyle is constantly putting to sleep our pineal gland. Excess toxins in the body, such as fluoride in water and continuous stress, are some of the biggest enemies of this spiritual center. A good practice is to reduce exposure to these elements and include foods that detoxify the body, such as coriander, lemon, and turmeric, in your diet. Furthermore, contact with nature helps to recalibrate your energies and harmonize this gland. Modern science has already begun to unravel the mysteries of the pineal gland, but it is in ancient traditions that we find the most intriguing clues. Ancient wisdom texts always refer to it as the all-seeing eye or the spiritual eye. This reinforces the idea that spiritual connection is not a modern invention, but an ancient practice that remains relevant today. And you, are you ready to activate this ancient wisdom in your life? The pineal gland, therefore, is not just a part of the body, but a direct link to dimensions beyond logical understanding. When we combine modern knowledge with ancestral techniques, we create a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. But to understand this even more deeply, it is essential to explore the historical context that supports this wisdom. The pineal gland, that small structure in the center of the brain, is not a modern discovery. In fact, ancient civilizations recognized its importance long before we had scientific words to describe it. In ancient Egypt, for example, the Eye of Horus, often associated with protection and spiritual intuition, reflects the shape and location of the pineal gland. These symbols, found in temples and tombs, indicate that the Egyptians already understood the link between this gland and spiritual awakening. And it's not just Egypt that offers clues. In India, Vedic texts mention the third eye as a portal to infinity, while Buddhist meditation practices highlight the area's role in enlightenment. Even in the Bible we find symbolic references to the pineal. The famous passage in Genesis where Jacob claims to have seen God face to face in a place called Peniel is interpreted by many as an allusion to the pineal gland and its ability to connect man to the divine. Coincidence? Unlikely. The techniques and rituals of ancient people often revolved around activating this spiritual connection. The Egyptians, for example, used deep breathing practices and essential oils during their mummification rituals, perhaps to preserve the spiritual bond. Meanwhile, Indian traditions created the yoga postures and meditation practices that still serve to align vital energy today. Interestingly, all of this converges on a common goal: achieving a state of Christ consciousness, even if this expression was not used at the time. And what about our time? Unfortunately, we have lost touch with these ancient teachings in the name of modernity. Ancient wisdom is seen as superstition by many, but it shouldn't be. Imagine what we could achieve if we used these practices aligned with current scientific knowledge. It's like uniting ancient wisdom with the clarity of modern science to create a more powerful path to enlightenment. But there is something deeper here. All of these traditions agree that awakening the pineal gland is like opening a door to divine energy. Once that door is open, everything changes: perception, purpose, even the way we relate to the world around us. And if you are wondering how this transformation can happen in your life, get ready, because the next point explores exactly what it is to live in Christ consciousness. What does it mean to live in Christ consciousness? First of all, it is important to understand that this state is not limited to religious dogmas. It's about accessing a higher dimension of understanding and unconditional love, a space where you recognize the unity between yourself, the universe, and divine energy. Imagine looking at the world not through the eyes of judgment, but through the eyes of compassion. Christ consciousness is like adjusting the focus of a camera. Suddenly everything makes sense, everything has purpose. This awareness transcends the barriers of materialism. We are often conditioned to seek happiness in external achievements, such as money, status, or material goods. But Christ consciousness reminds us that true peace and joy come from within. It's like planting a seed. By nurturing your self-awareness, you begin to feel like you're part of something much bigger. For example, when you help someone without expecting anything in return, that small act resonates with the energy of divine unity. The transition to this state begins with simple but profound practices. Meditation is one of them, as it silences mental noise and opens space for the divine to manifest itself. Try this exercise. Before bed, visualize a golden light surrounding your heart and expanding into the world around you. This not only aligns your energy but also connects you to this ancient wisdom. Little by little, you will notice that small gestures of gratitude and kindness begin to appear spontaneously in your daily life. Furthermore, living in Christ consciousness is a call to transcend the limitations imposed by the rational mind. It's trusting an infinite intelligence that goes beyond logic. Think of figures like Gandhi or Mother Teresa. They were not driven by logic or personal gain, but by a divine energy that gave them the strength to transform the world around them. This is the power of Christ consciousness, an energy that transforms lives and connects you to infinity. And maybe you're wondering, how can I access this in a practical, everyday way? The answer lies in ancient meditation and visualization techniques. These simple practices are capable of awakening your pineal gland and aligning you with divine energy, especially when done at the most powerful time of the day. Meditation is much more than a relaxation practice, it is a portal to access higher dimensions of consciousness. And the most incredible thing? You don't need fancy equipment or years of training to get started. All you need is the willingness to create a space of silence inside. One of the most powerful times to meditate is during Brahma Muhurta, that special period before sunrise where the universe seems to whisper secrets to those who are paying attention. A practical exercise to activate the pineal gland involves deep breathing and visualization. Start by sitting comfortably, close your eyes and take a deep breath through your nose, holding it for a few seconds before slowly releasing it through your mouth. As you do this, imagine a golden light radiating from the center of your forehead, right where your pineal gland is located. This visualization not only stimulates this area, but also intensifies your connection with Christ consciousness. Try practicing for 10 minutes and see how you feel. Another powerful technique is guided meditation with specific sounds, such as binaural frequencies. Sounds at the frequency of 963 Hz, for example, are known as the frequency of spiritual awakening. Simply wear headphones and allow the vibrations to resonate in your brain, harmonizing your energy and expanding your connection with divine energy. This practice, especially carried out during the silence of Brahma Muhurta, enhances your capacity for introspection and self-discovery. But what if you don't have the time or discipline to meditate in the morning? Start slowly. Take 2 or 3 minutes to simply breathe and connect with yourself. If the chaos of everyday life stops you, transform small everyday actions into moments of meditation. Wash the dishes with full attention, walk feeling each step, or even listen to your favorite music with your eyes closed. All of this helps create a state of presence that is the basis of spiritual awakening. As these practices become part of your routine, you will notice changes not only in your mental state, but also in your physical and emotional state. The body becomes lighter, the mind clearer, and the soul more connected to purpose. And then, almost without realizing it, you will begin to open doors that previously seemed locked. From then on, the entire spiritual journey gains new meanings, new directions. And now, after all this revealing knowledge, the question remains, what are you going to do with it? Life is full of opportunities for us to grow spiritually, but we rarely realize that the key is in our hands. Will you continue living on autopilot, ignoring the latent power that exists within you, or will you begin today to awaken your pineal gland and access Christ consciousness? Imagine what it would be like to live with an inner peace that does not depend on anything external. A state of presence so profound that even everyday problems seem smaller. This is not a distant dream, it's something you can achieve if you start applying what you've learned here. Choose one of the techniques, even if it seems simple, and put it into practice today. Maybe start by meditating in the silence of the morning, or even adjusting small habits that align your energy. The first step is always the most powerful. And remember, spiritual awakening is not a destination, but a journey. Every little action counts, and you don't have to do it alone. Why not share what you learned here with someone you love? You could be the reason for someone else's spiritual awakening. Have you ever thought about the impact of this? Now, I challenge you, try these practices for 7 days in a row and come back to tell me in the comments how you felt. Let's create a community of people committed to living with more self-awareness and divine connection. Leave your experience and questions below, I'm here to help. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. Subscribe, turn on notifications and get ready for more content that will transform your life. Together, we will continue this journey of spiritual growth and discovery.